Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at who has you on their mind a lot lately and what are they thinking. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with the psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable. Phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no-risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals, but that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile 1 we have the Fire Agate Crystal with the Knight of Cups. For pile 2 we have Pyrite with the 5 of Swords, and for pile 3 we have the Shell with the 6 of Wands. Take a look at the piles we have and see which one you're most drawn to. That will be your pile for today. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. So once you are done picking a pile, you can find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the Fire Agate Crystal and the Knight of Cups, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at who has you on their mind a lot lately and what are they thinking about. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. Spirit guides of pile 1, please tap me into the energy of the person that's thinking about them a lot lately. Please show me firstly who this person is. Who is this person that's thinking about pile 1 a lot lately? Who is this person that's thinking about them a lot lately? So we have the Tower card. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Okay, so the energy I see here is something romantic. So this could be a situationship from the past. It could be an ex. What I do pick up on is that things have ended between the two of you, and things perhaps ended abruptly here with the Tower. I do pick up that this person can be very charming, good with their words, a little bit of a sweet talker. They know how to say things that almost make you feel special. And what I do pick up is that some of you have also been thinking about this person lately, because maybe there's some kind of mirroring energy here in the thoughts. Like, let's say they think of you and your intuition picks up on it with the High Priestess, and all of a sudden they're popping into your mind, or you're dreaming of them or seeing signs of them. It's not necessarily because the universe is saying you're meant to be with this person. That's not what I'm picking up on. But it's more so a confirmation that this person does have you on their mind. And because a lot of us, when we create connections with people, we create that cord with them spiritually. And when they think of us, we can pick up on it, even if we're not psychic. This person can be really funny with a good sense of humor. I almost feel the energy is someone that's so funny that it almost charms you in a way romantically. I'm seeing a joke where Spirit's like showing this person so funny that your clothes almost just come off. That's the type of vibe I feel, again, like a sweet talker, charmer. Yeah, I kind of feel like this person misses you. There could have been possibly like a third party connection here, or this person could have been like seeing other people. I don't feel like this is the most loyal person, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I kind of get like a sneaky energy from them, a little bit of a non-committal energy from them. They make it seem as though they're like the sweet guy or girl, but there is like a little bit of a player energy here, but you don't always see that at first with this person because they are so charming and they say the romantic things you want to hear, and then it makes you feel special, like I said before, but it's almost like they say these things to everyone. And I know that may hurt to hear, but that's genuinely what I'm seeing in their character. So yeah, even if this person does miss you, I wouldn't recommend going back to this person, but of course the choice is yours. However, with the Ace of Pentacles here, this person may want a second chance from you, or a chance to almost prove things right. Because I do feel like when things ended abruptly, it really confused you. Like, maybe for some of you, this person ghosted you out of nowhere after being consistent for a long time, or maybe they broke up with you out of nowhere and you thought things were going well. It kind of feels like that type of energy, or maybe things just ended and you didn't expect it to end. But I almost get with Black Tourmaline here, it was the universe trying to protect you in some way, shape, or form. Like, yes, this person may be hot and may be good with their words, but I'm seeing that music video, I think it's called Beautiful Liar, if I'm not mistaken, by Beyonce and Shakira, came out a long time ago. But I'm seeing that music video in my mind's eye. So it almost just feels like a beautiful lie, a fantasy that is not exactly something that could last in the long term. So is there anything else you want to tell me about this person, spirits, that can give them some clues on who they are if they're still struggling to figure out who this is? So I'm seeing straight hair for a lot of you, or this person could straighten their hair. I'm seeing fire in my mind's eye, so you and this person could have had a lot of passion with each other, chemistry. I'm also seeing a scissors, so some of you could have cut this person out intentionally, and maybe they didn't expect it with the Tower here. I see like hands trying to grab onto something, like, in those horror movies where someone like falls in a hole and they're like trying to grab the sand or like the grass to almost like pull themselves back up. I'm seeing that. So it's almost like they're holding on to you and they're almost trying to get you to not let go of them in that sense. I'm seeing whiskey in my mind, so I don't know if this person drinks a lot, but that's what I'm seeing. Or if this love was kind of like addictive but not good for us. I'm seeing Aries energy in my mind's eye, the Aries symbol. I'm also seeing plumper lips. You could have plumper lips, so this person could just take what resonates if it does. This person is like that shiny object you're drawn to, but then you realize that shiny object isn't real gold or silver like you thought it was. That's the metaphor I'm seeing in my mind's eye. This person also put you on a pedestal, made you feel your best, like gave you some kind of ego boost, treated you like a star, but then you see this other side to them and then you feel confused, like you treated me so well and made me think that this was something else than it was. Does that make sense? Like when I'm in your energy, I feel that confusion of why did you treat me so well, but then kind of just create some kind of fantasy or illusion that wasn't even real, you know? Some of you could have had a glow up after leaving this person if you did cut them out. Or if they did leave you or something abruptly ended, like I said, maybe you could have had a glow up after this. I'm seeing lightning striking, so things got very chaotic at the end of your connection. It's reminding me of the song that goes like, lightning struck the house we used to live in. I forgot the song's name, but she talks about like building something with a person. And then it's almost like things just, whatever they built, it just got destroyed in some way. This person can be very poetic with their words. They may even have promised you commitment, but not have followed through with that with their actions. They could like golf. For some of you, they could drive a delivery truck. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's so specific. It's not for everybody. For some of you, they're religious because I'm seeing one of those churches. I don't know. It's not a Christian church. I don't know what it's called exactly. I'm also seeing Cinderella, specifically the scene where she's in that pumpkin-like carriage. And as you know the story of Cinderella, the fairy godmother made the pumpkin into a carriage. So it's almost like whatever this person had to offer you, they didn't have much to offer you. But they, again, made it seem like some kind of big fantasy of, you know, being able to give you everything you wanted. I keep feeling that energy. This person could be very ambitious, could find a lot of importance in making money. They can be a very hard worker. They are very attractive. I see that in my mind's eye. They could be on social media a lot, and they could be one to break promises. They could have broke your promises or your trust in some way. And I see a bandage over a part of your body, like over your arm. So maybe this person did hurt you, but the wound doesn't go so deep. I feel like for a lot of you, you weren't in a connection with this person for long. For a lot of you, I feel like this was a situationship where it didn't even lead to commitment. But if this had continued on longer, like maybe the wound would have been bigger, but it feels like you can still heal the wound. Even if it did hurt, I'm not trying to like invalidate your emotions or feelings, but Spirit is reminding you that this wound is healable. I think you've grown a lot more that you've been out of this person's life, and I think now that you're gone, they're realizing that you ticked a lot of the boxes they were looking for in love, and maybe there are some regrets here. They realized certain things that they were unaware of previously due to their regrets, right? This person kind of made you feel like head in the clouds type of energy, but there was nothing like rooted in reality. Like maybe they were a sweet talker in the sense of giving you a lot of words but never backing it up with action. This person seemed like a nice or sweet guy or girl, but they kind of just hurt you or disappointed you in some way. Is there anything else about this person, specific info you can give me, any other details before we move on to what they're thinking of? So I'm seeing Libra energy in my mind's eye as well. I'm seeing that they bit off more than they could chew, like they promised more than they could deliver. For some of you, this person could have a child, could like fishing, could have done some kind of procedure like braces to make their teeth straight or do something to their teeth. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I'm also seeing Gemini energy, a wider, thicker nose in my mind's eye, and a very sexual person. Are there any zodiac signs here, Spirit? So I'm also seeing Sagittarius, Pisces, and Aquarius, as well as Scorpio. Yeah, the Mars energy with Scorpio and Aries are showing up strongly with the Tower, and then the High Priestess's Pisces energy. And then since I saw Libra and Aries in my mind quite prominently, those ones are showing up too quite prominently. So let's go ahead and see what this person's thinking about. So why are my pile ones on this person's mind lately? So we have the Six of Pentacles. So they want to give something to you, be generous with you, put in effort. That's at least how they feel right now. I'm not saying that they will actually end up doing this, so I don't want to get your hopes up, but these are just their thoughts I'm reading. The Two of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, they're realizing that they didn't give you much to offer with the Five of Pentacles, and there are some regrets here. They may even feel abandoned or like left out in some way. Even if you didn't abandon them, they could be feeling abandoned in some way. And the Queen of Swords, I think they miss talking to you. They miss your conversations, and they really feel that absence of your conversations. I definitely see them missing you. Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. So they're watching you a lot, and it's almost like those other people they were talking to or entertaining is no longer like satisfying them in a way. It's almost like they're only realizing what they lost now that they lost you. Maybe they know that they hurt your heart a little bit with the Three of Swords at the back of the deck, but it kind of just feels like they want to make it up to you in a way. But I don't know how ready this person is to take accountability, because I see them like wanting to do little things to make it better, but it's not necessarily going to make it better. Like, yes, this person may want to make it up to you, and I don't see a negative intention here, but I also don't see them being fully ready to take responsibility for the ways they may have impacted or hurt you. And I see them like thinking little things they do are going to make up for it, which they can, but these little things may not be... How do I explain this? Like, for example, I see them like buying you a bunch of gifts. And yes, while receiving gifts may be a nice thing, yes, while it comes from the intention of like wanting to make it up to you, when someone buys you gifts and things and spoils you from this place of guilt, it doesn't necessarily take the pain away. Do you get what I mean? So I see them like planning to do little things like that, and they think that's going to impress you and sweep you off your feet. And yes, while it may, are they going to back that up with consistency over time? Or is this just from guilt? That is my concern here. So yes, while this person may not have negative intentions, I don't know how ready they are to be loyal, to, you know, fulfill the promises they make to you, because like I said, they are one to make promises and break it. And they're not the most loyal or monogamous person. So that's my concern here. I don't want you to get hurt again. But again, it's up to you. It's your choice whether you want to take this person back or not. So yeah, they miss you. They want to make things up to you. They almost just want to put in the effort that they never did before. And if you are like seeing new people, that could be making them very jealous. For some of you, I see that. Only take it if it's applicable. They felt very comfortable with you and they missed that feeling of comfort. I think for you, you weren't just eye candy to them. Like, they felt like they had a real connection with you, something they don't experience often, and I think they miss that. With the wine here, earlier I mentioned whiskey. Maybe they are drinking a lot to like, or doing something to kind of like escape from the pain, and it's making them think of you more, even though they're trying to escape from it. And like I said, because they're watching you on social media a lot, or just watching you a lot in general, it's kind of making their mind go back to you the whole time and their regrets. They know you need to protect yourself, and you probably will. And they know if they come back, you will probably have way stricter boundaries if you do take them back. And they are a little bit intimidated by that, I won't lie. They will get a little bit offended by your boundaries, but they'll try to not show it. I do just feel that intuitively. But again, I see them like trying to put their pride to the side and make things right, even if they are offended by your boundaries, which, to be fair, is a sign of growth. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. That's all I'm getting here. So I really hope this reading resonated. Let me know if you figured out who this is. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi Pal 2, if you chose the Pyrite Crystal and the Four Swords, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at who has you on their mind a lot lately and what are they thinking of. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So for some reason I heard snorkeling. I don't know. Maybe this will resonate with like 1 or 2 people, not everyone, but maybe you went on holiday with this person or tried to plan a holiday with them, or some kind of like vacation where you'd go to the beach, like do stuff like that. Let's see what comes up in the cards. So Spirit Guides of Pal 2, please tap me into the energy of this person that is thinking about Pile 2 a lot lately. Who is this person that's thinking of them? Who is this person that's thinking of them? So we have the 10 of Pentacles showing up next. We have the Emperor. We have the Hanged Man. We have Judgment. And we have the 3 of Cups. So to me, this feels like more of a friendship energy or a coworker. It feels more platonic in a way, or like family. The Emperor could also point towards fatherly energy for some of you. But it doesn't have to be. It could also be masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be. Even if they're a woman, they could show up in their masculine energy more. So just take it how it resonates. I do feel like you've known this person for a very long time, and they've kind of been watching you from afar. Now, I do feel a little bit of a fake, ingenuine energy from them, just intuitively. And I do feel like this person can be very petty. They can be blunt. They can also be a little bit two-faced, where they say things behind a person's back. Like, yes, sometimes this person has the courage to say it to that person's face, but only in petty moments where there's like a fight, and then all of a sudden they say something out of pocket, and it's like the other person on the receiving end is like, where did this come from? You know, so I feel that energy from them, from their character right off the bat. I do think that they are the type that wants to be in control, or wants to almost be the leader of everybody else, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do see them kind of like wanting to dominate conversations, wanting to be the one other people listen to, other people follow. So I just see that energy from them and their personality. They could be someone with strong boundaries as well. Like, they're not the type that will let people walk all over them or let people treat them however. But what I do see about them is they are the type to hurt a person way worse than that person hurt them. So they're the type to bite back in some way. They can be a little bit reactive in personality. However, they do put on this facade of the nice person, like the person that is like kind to everybody, but then behind people's backs they like kind of trash that person's name. So yeah, I don't feel such a great energy from this person, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I felt that before I even pulled the cards. Like, while I was shuffling, I felt the energy of someone with not the best intentions. They kind of use other people to get to the top. They can be a little bit of a user. Yeah, I don't mean to make this reading negative, but this is just what's coming through. So, I don't know, maybe Spirit wanted to warn you about this person, but I'm seeing Paris now in my mind's eye. So some of you definitely could have traveled with this person, or maybe they have ancestry like linked to France, or maybe they love Paris or something. That's just for someone specifically. It won't resonate with everybody. For some of you, I see that they could work within the medicine field. Like they could be a nurse or a doctor or a dentist or something for some of you. They could also be the type to always like bring food. Like let's say you are hosting a get together and you invite this person over. They could always be the type to bring food even if somebody else is hosting. And to be fair, this person does do kind gestures that may almost throw you off guard. Like I do see some kindness within them if I'm going to be like completely unbiased, because I see them like offering to do little things like take out your trash for you or help you cook. Like let's say you're hosting something, for example. So I do see them like doing some kind gestures for you and acts of service. But I also do see some things I can't ignore. So I'm just going to be unbiased and tell you what I see about this person. I also see that they could be the type that's like always on time, very iffy about being on time. They could be like a very organized person, and they could also get drained in social situations very easily. I do also see for some of you, they could have experienced some kind of loss early on within their life or recently or just within their life in general. And this person could have also gone through tough times financially within some period of their life, whether it was their younger years or now, where I just see them being kind of like in survival mode. So I am seeing Libra energy in my mind's eye. I'm seeing Cancer energy too. I'm seeing an image of someone smoking, so this person could smoke. And I'm also seeing a baby. So I don't know if this person has a baby or a child or is just family orientated and like maybe they want children in the future. But that's what's coming through. They could also be mathematically smart. I'm seeing a volcano and kind of things like explosives. So that makes me think of someone with an explosive not necessarily personality, but way of expressing emotions. Like they could be the type to like bottle things in until it explodes, and they could have like very volatile, intense feelings that are hard to process and work through. I'm also seeing Leo energy. I'm seeing the earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm seeing someone that eats very healthy and takes that very seriously. Okay, I'm being shown, I don't know how to pronounce her if I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. But Andrina, I think that's how you pronounce it, from Love Island season 7 UK. I think it's season 7, the recent season that just came out. You know how she kind of like stirred the pot and spoke to the other girls about Huda? Like, I don't really care that stuff anymore. Like, I'm so tired about hearing about Love Island nowadays because it's like all over social media. But anyways, you know how she kind of like stirred the pot and said, oh, she's like banging doors and stuff, like if you watched it. That's a personality type I pick up on. Because I was seeing an image of her doing that, like that scene where she does that. That's why I'm saying that. I'm seeing the number 24, so for some of you, this person could be 24 or 42. Take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't take it. They could have like a small fluffy dog, like one of those white small fluffy dogs. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Or just a fluffy small dog in general. They could be the type to always have earphones in their ears. That's what I'm seeing intuitively. I'm also seeing Gemini energy. You are linked to this person in some way for some of you, where you're not necessarily close friends with them, but you always see them around. So, for example, let's say you work with them and you have to be around them. Or let's say you're not necessarily best friends with them, but they're in your friendship group, but you kind of have to be around them because your other friends are. So for some of you, I feel that energy. I'm also seeing Aries energy in my mind's eye, and I'm seeing a genie lamp. What is this in regards to? What is this genie lamp about, Spirit? Okay, so I see they have big wishes and dreams. Part of their wishes and dreams is to have a family, to be financially stable, to, climb the corporate ladder in some way. I feel like they have certain timelines of where they want to be by a certain time. So let's say they're like, okay, I want to get married by this time, or oh, I want to have a certain amount of children by this time. I'm seeing them have like certain wishes in regards to that, which I think a lot of people have. So let me try get other specific information about them. For some of you, they could have been born in the year of the rabbit. For some of you, they could be engaged or married, or they really want that. Like, I keep seeing that. They could also be a very emotional person, but they hide their sensitivities. I see them always greeting you first. I don't know why. I do also see a nosy energy from them where they are in people's business a lot. They find a lot of importance in the material things and items, and I see them like wanting like a really huge home, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I see them putting a lot of importance in material items and things and having this and having that. So that's the personality type I see. I also see Saturn energy, so they could have been restricted within their own life a lot, dealt with limitations, challenges more than the average person. They are also a very busy person. For some of you, they could be creative or artistic, religious too. And sometimes this person can tend to have misunderstandings with people because of the fact that they don't address things with that person unless they're blowing up like in a explosive type of way, like we said before. They don't really deal with things or address things. They go and talk to other people about that, and because other people are inserting their opinions, it can kind of blur the lines between what's real and what's not, and create more misunderstandings. I'm not getting anything else in terms of their personality. I hope that was descriptive enough, and I hope that you were able to figure out who this is. So let's see what they're thinking about, why they're thinking about you a lot lately. So why are they thinking a lot about pile number 2 lately? What are they thinking about? So we have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 8 of Pentacles. They want to impress you, is what I'm hearing. The Empress, the Page of Wands, the Moon, and the 3 of Pentacles. They want to impress you, but at the same time, they also want to elevate themselves to a level where they feel like they're better than you. There is a little bit of a competitive energy here, but then at the same time wanting your approval. So that's really weird. I also did pick up that they do speak behind your back, and they are hiding a lot. Not necessarily from you specifically, but they do just have a lot of secrets. And they hide things a lot like from people. And I do see them hiding things from you, but also hiding things from other people. So it's not just you. So they want your help. They want your praise. If they're a coworker, they kind of want you to see their hard work, or they want you to help them elevate their work in some way. And if this is a friendship, then they want you to see the effort they put in. But at the same time, there's this energy of I'm secretly competing with you. So the reason why they think about you a lot, and not just lately, but a lot in general, is because there's secret competition here. And there's this feeling of them always talking about you. Like they are always talking about you. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is Desperate Housewives. When Brie and that other girl with the red hair, I forgot her name, that woman with the red hair, were kind of like trying to bring food to some kind of like party or event they were hosting at their homes. That other woman always was like outdoing her in some way. And then there was one or a few scenes where Brie was trying to like mimic her recipe or make her recipe better, because she held that identity of being the best cook out of all of them, if I'm not mistaken. And then because that other woman was a better cook than her, it kind of was shattering for her identity. So maybe there's something here about, if it's not that type of energy in that specific way, it's okay, but there's something here about some kind of competitive energy, but them also wanting you to validate them and see them as great at the same time. I think that, okay, what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is this person could take the things you're good at, and they could take the things they're good at, and you guys could work together as a team and be unstoppable if there were no weird feelings of enviousness and competition. You guys could be a great team in some way, or a great duo, and elevate each other's talents in some way and help each other shine more in some way. But because they're seeing your talents or whatever you're good at and they're trying to compete, it's almost creating this nasty energy between the two of you that could be something good. So what I'm about to say, I don't want to offend you because I don't feel like you're similar to this person in every way. But you and this person do have some similarities. And I think because maybe you're good at the things they're good at, or something like that, it kind of triggers this person because they want to be the center of the attention. They want to be the only person shining. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like we have two lionesses or two lions, and they're like, there's only room for one here, like that type of energy. But if you both could work together as a team, you would be an unstoppable duo. But this person doesn't see that. And you know when someone has... Okay, I'm not saying you're similar to them because I don't feel like you're similar in every way. I don't feel like that, but maybe you do have some similarities and it kind of triggers this person. Like, let's say you have leadership abilities, but this person does too. And then there's kind of like this energy of being at each other's throats because of that. But like I said, if you work together, you could be powerful. But this person doesn't see it like that. Because they're coming from this immature point of view, this ego point of view where their ego is hurt in some way. I don't know how to say this. I never expected this. But when I'm tapping in clairvoyantly, I'm seeing an image of two people kissing. I don't know if this has to do with a man or a woman, or if this person is kind of like a hater but has secret feelings for you. It could be either or. And I didn't expect that message. Okay, maybe for some of you, it's not that they have secret feelings for you, but maybe they like someone you're dating, or something like that is showing through, or someone that they likes you, or whatever. Or maybe it is secret feelings, which I never expected to see, but that's what's coming through. It's almost like this person hates you. I don't want to say hates you, but hates on you, but loves you at the same time. It's this weird frenemy kind of energy. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything else. So I do hope this reading resonated. I hope that it helped you figure out who this is. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments. Did you figure out who this is? So yeah, can't wait to see you next time. Bye! Hi Pal 3, if you chose the Shell and the Six of Wands card, then this is your reading. So we're going to be taking a look at who has you on their mind a lot lately and what are they thinking about. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So the first thing I'm getting about this person is they could have some kind of signature scent, or they could wear some kind of perfume or cologne that is quite strong in a way where you can smell it on them even if you're far from them. That's just what I'm picking up intuitively for some of you. Let's see what comes up in the cards. So Spirit Guides of Pile 3, please tap me into the energy of the person that's thinking about them a lot. And show me who this person is. Who's thinking about pile 3 a lot lately? So I hear admiration. This person's looking at you and thinking of you from a place of admiration. The High Priestess, the Four of Swords, not Four of Wands, sorry. The Page of Pentacles. The Temperance card. And the Ace of Swords. And at the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. Whoever is admiring you here secretly is someone you least expect. Someone you wouldn't expect. They think about you a lot in the sense of looking at you, observing you from a place of admiration. I feel like this person has their focus on you a lot, and there's this feeling here of them almost trying to learn from you in some way. What they admire here is your strength, some kind of success you have. And success doesn't just have to be within career or finances. Like, let's say you have a successful relationship. Or let's say you've been working towards your goals consistently. Whatever it is, they're admiring something you're doing here. But if you are coming into a place of career success, then perhaps that could be the case too. They admire how chilled and relaxed you are and how calm you are. And they perhaps even admire your spiritual perspective on things and how patient and balanced you are, as well as your mindset and your intelligence. They could also admire your eyes or your beauty in some way, shape, or form. Just the way you look in general. So let's see who this person is. So I'm seeing Asia. So I don't know if they're Asian or if they just like the culture of Asia. But that's coming through. I'm also seeing an anchor. So they could be a very grounded person in some way. And what I'm getting intuitively from the anchor I'm seeing is when they love somebody, they will love that person forever and never like abandon that person or leave that person. And they also just make the people around them feel anchored and grounded in some way. This person, one of their strengths is their reliability and how they always like keep their word. Even if they don't feel like doing something, even if they're tired, they still do it anyway. And that's something I like about them. I do feel like this person is someone that cries for everything, like even cries tears of joy when they see something cute. However, they do also have a little bit of a feisty side to them, where if someone was to come at them with, like a nasty energy, they would match that energy back. So they do have some kind of inner fire within them that allows them to defend themselves and protect themselves. But at the same time, I don't feel like they would come at anybody with that energy unless they were coming at them first, They could be on the slimmer side in terms of body build and medium to tall length. They could, if they're a woman, have smaller breasts. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. For some of you, this person has a cat or many cats, but I'm just seeing cats in my mind's eye. Or I could take the cat as a spiritual message, where maybe they're someone with boundaries, someone with independence. They own their own sovereignty. And they're perhaps someone that always lands on their feet in some way. Like no matter what challenge they go through, they always make it to the other side unscathed. Maybe the cat represents them if it's not them having a cat. I also see that they could be a free spirit. They could be one to take things slowly at their own pace. Even when it comes to dating, love, creating friendships with people, like they take those relationships slowly and they're not one to like come on strong like in the beginning. They slowly get to know that person and slowly see if they want to be around that person. They can be a little bit stoic in their facial expressions at first, like seem a little bit serious at first, but once you kind of make this person comfortable and they get out of their shell, they're a lot more outgoing and playful in the way they interact. They're the type that has gratitude and appreciation for everything they have. And they could also be the type to read a lot or take a lot of importance in educating themselves in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, this person could be into things like science, learning about reproductive health. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. They could also like to wear jackets. Not jackets, but like, you know those tops that are kind of thin and they're like long sleeve tops? Almost like those exercise tops that kind of zip up to the top. I'm seeing those types of tops. I don't know why, but I'm just seeing it in my mind's eye. I feel like this is a very active, fit person because earlier I was seeing like a treadmill. And now I'm just noticing she kind of looks like she's in exercise clothes. So anyways, yeah, this person could be kind of fit in a way or could take a lot of importance in looking after their health in some way. This person is so sweet. They're like an angel. They could have a stronger jawline. Even if their jawline isn't necessarily that noticeable in a way, but maybe they just have like some kind of strong jawline. They could be good at writing. They could just be an animal lover in general, because now I'm seeing a dog paw. I do think that this person has intuitive abilities, but they don't realize it. Because, you know, in movies when someone has like intuitive abilities and then they get like a vision and they show it in such a magical way that like the person's eyes go white or something. That's what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. So it's reminding me of intuition from like movies and stuff like that. They could also be into like fantasy movies as well, because that's what it's reminding me of. They could also be the type of person that is a little bit of a germaphobe, because I see them like not wanting to touch certain people's hands or touch certain things, which is fair enough. But I see a little bit of like a germaphobe energy. They could also be into baseball, because I'm seeing a baseball hat and people at like a baseball game. Maybe for some of you, they've offered to go to like a baseball game or something, or they've posted pictures of it. I don't know. That's what's coming through. And they could also be the type to dish up things for their loved ones, because I see that. And maybe they have kind of like a confusing personality, a personality that you can't really read. They kind of make people feel confused around them and question things. Why is that, Spirit? They're like hard to understand, but why, Spirit? I think they have a lot of depth, and sometimes they could wear different masks with different people or come across that way. But I don't feel like this person is fake or ingenuine in that sense of wearing a mask. But let's say they're around this family member and they know they can't talk about these things to this family member because this family member is going to go off on a rant. But maybe they feel like they can be themselves around their friend. You know, maybe this person kind of shifts their personality according to the person, and then differing people have differing opinions about this person, and maybe that creates confusion. But I also get that they have a lot of internal depth and layers to their personality that sometimes people aren't willing to look through the deeper layers. They're the type of person that's always prepared. They always have their work done early. Like I see them at work and their boss is like, did you do this? And they're like, already done. I see that type of energy with them. I also see that they're a very passionate person. They kind of have this lust for life in a way. They're very motivated, exciting to be around. I'm seeing Aries energy in my mind's eye. It's funny because that sign's come up within all three piles, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm also seeing someone that loves being outdoors, wears a lot of sunglasses. For some of you, this person could dress in more of a formal or business casual way. I'm seeing like some kind of obsession with Egypt, or maybe past life in Egypt or something, or maybe they come from Egypt. I'm also just seeing this person is very good with their words, in the sense of maybe they have a large vocabulary. Maybe you can tell that they read a lot to educate themselves by the way they speak. Like, they're just very eloquent in that way. They're also someone that's achieved a lot themselves. And they're probably, I feel like the energy of someone that is either atheist or is against religion or something like that. That's what I feel intuitively. This person could also travel a lot or want to travel a lot, because I'm seeing a plane in my mind's eye. And this is so random, but okay, I could read this in two ways, but I'm seeing someone being handcuffed. So that could either make me think maybe they've been arrested once, or maybe they're very kinky. I don't know. I can't think of any other reason why I would see that. And if they were arrested once, it's probably because of something really stupid. Like, I don't know what to think of, but probably something silly. They could also like animation movies or cartoons, and they could have a thin, longer nose. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. They could also love like protein and meat more than like vegetables or carbs. I don't know, that's so random, but that's what I'm seeing. Anyways, I feel like that's all I'm getting about this person. Spirit, give me some more zodiac signs, please, before we move on to why this person's thinking of pile 3. So I'm seeing Taurus in my mind's eye. I'm seeing sun energy, so that reminds me of Leo. I'm also seeing fire in my mind's eye, so it's reminding me of the fire signs, which I did mention Leo already. We also have Sagittarius and Aries, like I mentioned before. Yeah, that's all I'm getting for zodiac signs. Let's see what we get in terms of why this person's thinking of you and what their thoughts are. So we have the 8 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. So this is my first thought. They want to make a decision to leave something behind. Let's say they're in a relationship that they're unhappy in, and they kind of want to come to you for your advice or your perspective, because they know that you're very wise. They know that you would help them through it and give them very good advice. So it feels like they're thinking about you a lot, because they kind of want to come to you for your advice, or come to you to help them make a decision that's on their mind. Like I said, let's say they're in an unhappy relationship, or let's say they're thinking of leaving their job and starting something new, but they don't know if they should try. Whatever this is, it feels like they want to confide in you because they trust you. The Hermit reverse. They feel like they can't make this decision on their own. They've racked their brain so many times on like what to do in the situation, and it feels like they need some kind of outside perspective, because the more they think about this, the more confused they get on what they should do. Then we add the 6 of Pentacles. So they kind of want your input or your perspective, because they know you're probably going to give a lot of information to them that helps them realize what they should do next, or put it in perspective for them. We have the Death card. They know they're ready for change, but they don't know what this change is yet. And the 10 of Cups, as well as the Judgment card. Okay, so I feel like this person knows that you would want the best for them, that you would advocate for their growth, that you would also validate their emotions, because they know you are emotionally intelligent, and they know you'd see this from a perspective of wanting the best for them and giving them information or advice that will help them grow genuinely and help them find inner happiness. So they know you're not going to give them stupid advice, make them make a stupid decision that they later regret. They just feel like they can count on you with the information you're about to give, because this feels like a very important decision, a life-changing decision. And once they make this decision, there's no going back. So they want to come to someone wise, someone that's going to give them the best advice, but also honest, loving advice. So this is why they're thinking of you a lot. They're thinking like, should I tell them? Should I not? Like, when should I speak to them? That's kind of what's running through their mind. Is there anything else they're thinking of? Okay, that is all I'm getting for you. Because even when I tap in clairvoyantly, I'm seeing weighing out two options. So that's all that's coming through. I do hope this reading resonated. Let me know if you figured out who this was in the comments below. And yeah, what did you think of this reading? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.